On this week's episode, we're going to be getting deeply into our gameplay of Starfield, ESO, and Skyrim.
Microsoft brings Xbox back, scraps Microsoft Gaming. What are modders doing to celebrate the 25th anniversary of the return to Castle Wolfenstein? And what has Fallout fans upset in regards to a new Bethesda game release?
Hi everybody, welcome back to Bethesda Unpatched. This is episode number 43. I am Joe the Wigit, and I'm in a much better mood now because it wasn't me who screwed up 8 times doing anything on this show. You'll hear all about this at the end of the show.
Oh, of course.
In the audio version. I'm not sure if I'll put it in the video version or not, but it will be in the audio version, so. All thanks to my partner in crime, the space trucker extreme extraordinaire, Kilo.
Kilo, kill me. It was that was a rough start. It's okay. That's okay.
We got this,
We're here.
man.
We're doing
We're
the
good.
show. We got this. We're good to go. Man, how's it going?
It's going. One
How's
of my
everybody
favorite
doing?
things about doing this show is I get to ignore the entire week for an hour and a half and just talk to my
Hell yeah.
my best friend about Bethesda. So
There we go. That's what's up, man.
Can't go wrong.
That's what we're doing here. Can't go wrong. Unless you're me, and then you can go wrong about half a dozen times.
that's okay. It just makes it more fun for me in editing.
There we go.
It's one thing about this
Not a
show
whole
that
lot.
people need to understand is that this is a show made by fans of Bethesda for fans of Bethesda. If you hate Bethesda, there's plenty of other places you can go and enjoy your hate of Bethesda. Not here.
Right.
But we will be honest
comments
about
on
things.
YouTube are fun this week. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we're not going to blow smoke up your ass. Nobody's paying us to be here. Nobody's paying us at all, actually. And definitely not, fluff Bethesda in the process. So we will let you know when things are messed up.
And we have several times.
Only a little. We've called them out, absolutely. I only got one little thing as far as any announcements or housekeeping. Kill 'Em Kindly, a Fallout fan movie, was released to the general public this past Wednesday on YouTube. Check it out, Tactical Dork on YouTube. It's a short film. It's about 20 minutes long. I was just really happy. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed a lot of the dialogue. Always love seeing Corey's work up there on the screen, and I wish them the best of luck. I talked to Sam, and they said they're talking about doing a sequel. So best of luck to those guys, and hope to see more from you in the future. Absolutely.
Yeah, good luck, guys.
That's about it. That's all I got.
Yeah, we're going to be recording extra early next week, but that's not going to really affect anything for you guys other than the fact that our news is going to be probably short.
Yeah.
We'll worry about that next week.
We'll worry about that.
Yeah.
Right now, let's get in the news.
Let's do it.
Extra, read all about it in the news this week.
Yeah, that was a very clean segue, my friend. Good job. I didn't screw it up this time.
It was a clean segue.
We did it.
We did it.
We did
my
it.
God.
Yay.
Even a blind squirrel gets a nut every once in a while. So, top of the news this week is that Microsoft, they handed out a bunch of new emails to all their employees. Their emails are now for Xbox. They're scrapping Microsoft Gaming, bringing Xbox.
I am so out of the loop that I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah.
I didn't know or cared what they were calling themselves.
Yeah, they're Microsoft. Now it's just, I think the idea was that, Microsoft Gaming was going to be more of an umbrella, but with Asha wanting to bring everything back to Xbox, she's like, nope, we're going to focus on Xbox. We are Xbox. We are Xbox.
We are Xbox.
A big question that some people are asking are, what about exclusives? What's going to happen to exclusives now?
Not going to change.
As far as, yeah.
I mean, I
don't think
suspect they're going to be doing more exclusives and trying to get their biggest franchises back up and running.
Yeah, and we've talked about that before.
Mm-hmm.
That is probably going to be a thing. The reason that we have these these ports to PlayStation right now and the Switch and everything that's happening right now, that was all part of Sarah Bondi's plans. I got that name right?
I think so.
Yeah. So, of course, we're moving in a new direction. For the sake of just everyone I know who has a PlayStation, who loves the same games I do, I hope that's not as much the case. Maybe it's, I know King Fanman talks about timed exclusives quite a bit. Maybe we'll see that. But everything coming out of Xbox, you can probably expect to see directly on Xbox first, if at all, or if only.
Yeah.
You just have to wait and see.
One of the things they mentioned in this article a lot was the price of everything. And there's one quote in this article I like says, while Booty and Sharma don't offer much in the way of new insights into the next generation Xbox, codenamed Project Helix, they asserted that the next era for Xbox, and I quote, will be built to be affordable, personal, and open. With gaming consoles, computer components, and literally everything else getting more expensive, affordability is sure to be a key factor in the next Xbox.
That goes right along with
very smart.
That's very encouraging. I mean, because we're talking about like a $1,200-$1,500 price point on the Helix last we heard.
Yeah,
and with
which I think still BS.
Drop, yeah, it's freaking insane. Like you might as well just buy your own computer build your own computer at that point. But
computer prices are insane right now. I was looking, I'm sorry, I'm interrupting for a quick second here. I am a computer junkie. I'm an IT specialist. I'm a hardware specialist of all things. So computer hardware, like my porn, if you will, is looking at computer builds. Watching people do these really cool computer designs and builds, engineering.
Not weird.
No. And I was looking at, I have a 4060 Ti in my computer, which is really solid. Like I can blow through anything on ultimate settings, still be over 70 frames. It's awesome. But I really want to get a 5080, which is like the top of the line right now for NVIDIA. And that's the one that's going to be supporting DLSS 5, which they did release DLSS 4.5 recently. But of course, my card can't do it because it's a 4 series. And I looked at the prices on that, and they're around $1,200 to $1,400 for a new 5080. So I'm going to be waiting a while.
God damn.
And that's largely because of the VRAM. Anything RAM related is going to be geared towards AI right now, which drives me insane, and jacking up the price through the roof. Like I have DDR5 hyper-thread RAM on my desktop. I have 32 gigs. Thankfully, I put that in there before the market spike. It cost me like $220. Now that same amount of RAM is about $800.
Wow. So that's where you really start getting pricey with your builds then.
And they use video cards because of the VRAM, which can be, when you tether enough video cards together, you can use that memory to supplement onboard RAM for rendering and things like that. So thus, they're putting all the graphics cards, the GPUs, towards AI as well. So it's jacking the price up with those.
I'm kind of curious to see. I'm kind of curious to see where this leads into the future, if this is what we're doing. If we're talking about a much more reasonable price point for Helix, this is, of course, following the drop in Game Pass Ultimate, and this is all within Ash's wheelhouse, marketing, sales. This is what she does. She wants to bring the folks back to Xbox, which means getting more people involved with Xbox, which means make it way more affordable. What is this going to mean for the PlayStation 6?
Good point. They're going to be in competition, so they're going to have to match that competition. So that's going to bring them down as well, because they're not going to be able to be in the market very long if they're going to have everything at like $20 or $30 more a pop for games and like $600 more for the console. No, that's not competitive. So they're going to do something.
Exactly, and they're going to try to offset the cost of the losses on the console with the price of the games. Can we expect
traditionally every year
game prices to go up?
Yeah, every generation these companies sell their consoles at a loss. It costs more to make them than they sell them. The reason being is because they make all their money on the peripherals and the software. That's video games and your controllers and things like that. The controllers are a huge markup.
No, it's like running a bar. Mm-hmm. You make your money on your liquor, not anything else. All right, well, we'll see where that goes.
More tech talk with Wigit.
More tech talk with Wigit. We need a bumper for the tech talk with Wigit.
I can do that.
I've been watching a lot of, or not watching, but listening to a lot of the we were spacemen podcasts. Is Nathan Fillion and Alan Tudyk, and they have like a bumper for everything. That's where that came from. Like they have 100 bumpers.
Nathan Fillion's awesome.
So he's a fantastic human being, and it was so funny to watch him be mean to Sheldon Cooper in Big Bang Theory.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. Mrs. Widget and I were
Remember
just watching that the other night. That episode. And I explained to her, remind her who Nathan Fillion is, because we watched Firefly series recently together.
Oh, nice.
So that was the exact same episode as what we got to see. We were watching. It was
I'll have to
hilarious.
find the video. I sent it to Jeremy. I'll send it to you. It was a Lego Firefly, like 2 minifig scale Firefly. Things like huge. It's super cool. I'll send it to you.
Yeah.
So for the return to Castle Wolfenstein's 25th anniversary, modders are bringing its console exclusive levels to PC, which I did not know was a thing.
I did not know that either. This is news to me.
Yeah. So if you're playing Return to Castle Wolfenstein today, you're probably playing it via Real RTCW, the mod with its own Steam page that overhauls, modernizes, widescreenifies, that's a word, and rebalances the 2001 shooter.
The computer tech in me just kind of, cringed a little bit when you said that, but sure, it works. I can't think of a good alternative.
At which one? The widescreenifies?
Yeah.
The widescreenifies?
Mm-hmm.
So the Cursed Sands expansion will add the 7 Egypt set levels as well as their unique enemies and variants to PCs for the first time. It will also be chock full of customization options. You can choose between the Xbox version's HUD and the PS2 one, as well as between their loading and briefing screens. That's kind of interesting. And enemy variants. I didn't even know there was so much difference between the PS2, Xbox, and PC versions of the game.
Yeah, I had no idea. There's actually a little video
That's
with
pretty
this.
cool.
I'll probably use that in the background while we talk about this
definitely do.
on the video version. Those of you listening audio, well, there you go.
There you go. So it says at the end, it's funny. It says the level of customization is a bit nuts, to be honest. You can choose between different sound packs if you prefer the gun or environmental sounds from the other games in the series, or even swap in the fire rate from spin-off Wolfenstein Enemy Territory. You can also swap between modernized and classic assets with a click. That's coming out. Cursed Sands coming out on Steam and GOG on May 6th.
Okay, I might look
Wow.
into that on GOG. I don't know, maybe.
I know. I love my GOG. So do you know anything about this next article? Widget, unlock a free manor home through night market dealings.
I have heard of this, but I have not seen it. And it looks like from what I've seen, it looks like a beautiful place. Like I would love to get my hands on it.
The first time I saw this picture when I opened up the article, it reminded me of one of those New Orleans courtyard mansions in Red Dead Redemption 2.
There are some beautiful player homes in this game.
It's super beautiful, man. Night's Den. It's a new house in Fargrave, and apparently it's free. And it has some unusual features.
When you explore the night market, yeah, it does. It has these like relic displays and things like that are different. Unlocking by earning 1,000 favor with your pledged faction. See, the night market is something we'll talk about a little bit down the road on this during our news, but it's a very interesting new event that I think personally that Bethesda is doing brilliantly with, and I am not equipped to do this at the moment. It's an in-game thing. I have 4 in-game characters, but I have not played them in so long they're outdated and I have no idea how to play them.
Yeah, it says it's earned by favor with the chosen faction, and this is done by completing Those Who Would Rule, which is called the introductory quest for the night market in Starlit Plaza.
It looks incredible. I think I have in my collection, I talked about it earlier on the show, but I have like 7 or 8 player homes right now, and I think 5 of those are inns. I have a house, and then I have my manor with a courtyard on it, but this one puts my manor to shame. And there's one that's inside of a cave inside the game that is so gorgeous. purchase. I want that one so bad.
Well, apparently you have to unlock different wings of the house.
Really? That I didn't know.
Yeah, it says another marker of your night market progress can be displayed by unlocking additional wings of the house. To do so, you'll need to unlock the relics that you can find in each district of the night market by collecting their fragments. Once you acquire a relic, you'll also unlock a collectible furnishing that places it on display, as well as a container for other furnishings you can use to theme the house after the relevant night market district.
Well, I hope this doesn't go away soon, because
This sounds really cool.
when me and Mrs. get up to level 50 and I get her where she's ready to do in-game content, then something that her and I can really work for and have fun with.
Yeah. That's really cool. Well, here you go. Here's your time frame. Night market is free, but it's only open from the 29th of April until June 17th.
Dang it.
But you will have other opportunities to explore the night market event zone in later seasons.
Guess I'll have to wait, because I don't see myself being able to get to it and do it anytime soon. I might take my Necromancer, which is my favorite level 50, and maybe give it a go, play him a little bit, get back into it, and see what I can do.
You know, I thought about you the other day when I was I got
thanks.
my the ESO. You're welcome. Oh my God. I got ESO is the connection.
Mm-hmm.
I got my Bethesda newsletter in my email box, and I open it up, and they have a Hermaeus Mora stuffy.
Oh. I was just talking about that, too.
Yep, it's in the Bethesda gear store. Check it out.
Okay.
Here's the funny thing about the night market, though, and why you said you're like this is end game content, and we're talking about, well, this is like a pretty huge thing. It sounds pretty hard. ESO players have been complaining for a very long time about wanting harder content, and now they are complaining about the harder content
It's hilarious.
in the game.
It's this interesting article. I read through it, and I completely agree with James Lucas, the author, on a few points, because it's mostly on Reddit. People are saying that it's too ridiculously hard, that you have to be in a group to do it. Well, yeah, people, it's an MMORPG. And if you don't know, MMOs use the Holy Trinity: tank, healer, DPS. This one's no different. If you're going to do hard content, you need to have a good group makeup of that triad. And in this article, he says, ultimately, it's an MMO. And that means when tackling group content, you must work together as a team and facilitate healers and tanks, not just DPS, for good composition. Organizing with strangers may be difficult, but they do have a group finder in-game for Night Market.
Yeah.
But that's where guilds come into play, yes. Much like with trials. And yes, there are guilds for busy adults who can't always find the time to play. They're worth seeking out if you want to try some of the more challenging content on offer, but don't have hours of spare time to do so. The night market is the opportunity veteran players have been waiting for to level up the player base.
I was just going to say that.
Yep. The last time we had hard content in the game was Craglorn, version 1. So this night market fills that gap for that content. And the people who are complaining that it's too hard are the ones that have been too casual. This is for serious in-game players, and they're going to have a blast with it because of that challenge. When you complete it, you feel the accomplishment. When you get that manor, display it with pride, man. You earned it.
Right. I mean, there's a lot of MMOs out there that are okay for casual players.
Oh, yeah. But if you're going to play an MMO, you can't just be a solo player.
Yeah,
you gotta expect to be able to do everything in the game. It's not going to how it works. You can do most of everything in ESO solo, for sure, except for some of the in-game content. I repeat that, some of. Not all.
Yeah.
Most of it you can do by yourself. But yeah, if you want to do the trials, which is like the raids for World of Warcraft, you need to do a group. No way in the world you're going to go through it solo. So there you go.
Absolutely. There you go.
That's my opinion.
Here's some news. Here's something I didn't know existed. Right now, you can get your tickets for the 2026 ESO Tavern. The fuck is this?
I got to go to the first one.
I've heard of this before. Did you really?
Yes. Me and my old partner in the podcasting world, when we were doing Elder Scrolls Off the Record, a really popular Elder Scrolls podcast back in the day. They invited us to go to, I think it was PAX Prime, which is now called PAX West, in Seattle, where they had the first tavern. No, it was PAX East in Boston. Yeah. So we got invited to go, and it was an absolute blast. It was the first one they held, and it was so much freaking fun. The dev team was there. Everyone except Matt. Matt Freuer wasn't there. So that was sad. But everyone else was there. It was great.
That's pretty cool. Well, this one is taking place in Germany.
Oh, nice.
Pescia, Germany. It's been ongoing since 2013. And it's a meetup with game developers, with other players, and it has a bunch of ESO-themed activities. This time, this is really cool. Castle Wolfenstein in Hesse, Germany. This takes place on Friday, July 10th at 5 p.m. CEST, which I assume is Central European Standard Time. I don't know. I'm assuming that's right because Germany is in Central Europe. They're going to connect all these players from all around the world. In addition, we're going to have a bunch of ESO development people there. Studio Executive Director Susan Caith. Game Director Nick Giacomo. Oh, man, I almost had it. Giacomini. Let's see, who is this? Player Experience Improvements Lead, Kira Schilt. We got Design Director, Associate Design Director, Mike Finnegan. Brian Wheeler, we've talked about him before.
Mm-hmm. Hi, Brian. I remember you.
We got Jason Barnes, Jessica Folsom, and Kai Schober.
Jessica's awesome.
Jessica Folsom.
Yep. She used to be she was the contact. Her and Gina were the two community people that I worked with a lot doing the other show. Awesome people.
There you go. I saw that name in our email. That's why yep. Okay. Cool. So they're on sale now. If you go to, hi Jessica. If you go to ElderScrollsOnline.com news, you'll find this article.
I was just looking
inside of the article.
When you started talking about this article, I was looking up to see if that was around the same time as Gamescom 2026. But no, this is before it because Gamescom this year is in August, late August, which is held in Germany.
They got some great packages too for this trip. You can go with the Tavern package, which is 49 euros or 58 US dollars.
Yep.
Goodie bag with exclusive merch, participation in all activities, stick bread, wherever the hell that is, and cake. The cake is not a lie. Or you can go with the Bandari package, which is 79 euros, $93 US. And it has everything from the Tavern pack, plus 2 overnight stays Friday to Sunday in your own tent on site. I would do that.
Yes, I am game for that. Hey, Bethesda, you want to send us?
$25 more?
We'll go.
$30, $5. Yeah, I got a tent. Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
You can go full on with the Imperial package at 119 euros or 140 US, which is still not bad. I mean, your flight's going to be probably a good chunk of money, but you get everything from those packages.
Ooh, but I'd rather do this one.
But your overnight stay is in one of the castle rooms.
Hell yeah.
Including breakfast on Saturday and Sunday.
That is a dream on my bucket list. So one of the biggest things on my bucket list is to do a castle tour through Germany, Ireland, England, and I would.
How about sleeping in one?
Exactly. That would be a dream come true. Please, Bethesda, send me. We'll report on it and take all kinds of video.
Oh, dude, absolutely, 100%. We're on it. Mm-hmm. We're your guys, man. That sounds so freaking cool.
I want to go to that so bad.
Oh man,
I want that Imperial package. I would take the tent still. Don't get me wrong. Being on castle grounds overnight would still be a dream come true. But to stay in one of the rooms would just be the cherry on top.
Dude.
And to go for one of my favorite games ever made. Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's freaking cool. I love it. How can you not? Okay, moving on. Elder Scrolls Morrowind gets remarkable PlayStation port, and it's a free download. This is kind of cool. We had one of our beloved listeners talking a lot about Morrowind in our YouTube this week. That guy. So it is finally playable on PlayStation hardware decades after its initial release. And let's see.
Bethesda's pride and joy is Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim. Suck it. Mm-hmm. If you know, you know.
Exactly. If you know, you know. It launched exclusively on Xbox and PC back in 2002, sure, and never saw a port to PlayStation. Tech-savvy PC users have somehow managed to get Morrowind running on a PlayStation Vita of all things, and it's
Really?
playable for free right now. Does anybody still have a PlayStation Vita?
Apparently someone
this was
does.
shared. Apparently, this was shared by Zealous Chuck on X, and it apparently runs really well. Performance is stable, and you can even use the PlayStation Vita's touchscreen as part of the game's controls. Mods are also supported.
That's nuts. That's pretty cool.
The only downside is load times are pretty long, and that can't be helped. It is the PlayStation Vita, after all.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have a Vita, it's free. It's out there. Check it out. And here's the thing: we got a bunch of pissed off people over a official new Bethesda release. It's not really okay. Here it's the Switch 2, right?
Yeah.
It's Fallout Anniversary Edition, and it's Skyrim Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition, and Skyrim Anniversary Edition. And what people are so tore up about is the fact when they order, and I kind of get this. For the longest time, I was dead set. I wanted nothing but physical copies of the games. So when they're getting these physical copies that they're ordering, it's basically code in box.
Yeah, and that's the way it was on other titles going forward. I mean, I don't get it because, yeah, I'm an old school gamer. I had the Atari 2600 and all the way up to the PlayStation 4. But it's the way the gaming is nowadays. It's just what it is. It's what it is. You give it the time.
Yeah,
Quit
not a
crying
lot of
about
people nowadays. I don't know if anybody here is aware of that. If you're listening, not a whole lot of people have a rack of DVDs in their living room anymore either.
Nope. If you have a bunch of DVDs, it's probably in a box in the attic.
Yeah, it just fortunately or unfortunately, depending on how you see it, I know there's arguments to be made on both sides, and I understand what people get upset about, but it's just what it is.
Oh yeah.
And we're going to see less and less of, especially with the next generation. You're not going to get. You're not even going to have boxes. It's all going to be Microsoft Store, or it's all going to,
Physical
Xbox
copies
Store,
are dead, people. They're gone.
Yep. It's just not happening anymore.
There's a plus side of that, though. The physical copies that do exist will go up in value.
Well, I think that's true, but I think the main and you still got those guys that I saw one guy the other day. He had like the largest video game collection in the world, or something like that. It's like a whole room, like floor to ceiling, wall to wall, nothing but video games, like going all the way back to the NES. Like it was pretty wild. It was pretty cool. Just not what it is anymore. And I get what people are. A lot of people are worried about the fact that publishers are going to be able to pull their game, even though, like, I paid the game, I bought the game, but I don't own the game. Like that whole argument we've been having the last few years. And I kind of get that. If I pay for the game, if I want to play it tomorrow or 10 years from now, I should still be able to play it. I shouldn't have to worry about that content going away suddenly. That's just my opinion.
In vast majority of the cases, that won't happen. Not for a very, very long time.
I don't think it will either. This is kind of interesting. This is talking about Fallout Online. This is not 76. This was an online version of Fallout, an MMO that was at work at Interplay way back after the first two games came out.
Back in like 2005 or 2006, I think. The thing is that this was only nothing more than a design document, an MDD, a master design document, which basically just outlined ideas for this game. It was actually a preliminary design document, the PDD, so it didn't even make it to the MDD stage. So it wasn't much. But what a lot of people don't know about this is that design concept became Fallout 76. They took all those core concepts and they said, you know what, we're going to make it, but we're going to make it into a smaller player count to where it's more like a single player with friends.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this was back when they're still in the isometric stage.
And then they turned it into a PvP mess, and then they converted it back to being that.
Yeah, and this is Matt Farrar, who was working on this game at the time. And he says, I was, in fact, working on Fallout Online. I had gotten some promised investment. I was pitching a publisher, Brash Entertainment, which existed for about 6 weeks in that time frame. And I was talking directly to the head of Interplay. And this was the disconnect. Because basically, he said that Interplay just went dark on him. Wouldn't return calls, wouldn't return emails. And then it was like a month later, And furore reads in the headlines, Bethesda acquires rights to Fallout. This is back in 2007. And I was like, oh my God. But Matt Furore had a lot of great things to say about Bethesda. Here's something we don't hear a lot about these days. It's in totally good hands. I played the shit out of 76. I love that game. I've played them all, and they're great. So I don't think I have anything else to add as far as the Fallout series is concerned. And he did lament here in the article as well a little bit about Project Blackbird being canceled.
Oh, this is good.
Of course, we didn't really know much about that before the cancellation.
Writer of this article made a lot of extra good points as well at the end of it. But something else that Matt said is just like every other game. I mean, I'm sure Todd Howard has been asked many, many, many times, right? And his answer is always going to be ready when it's ready. And that's their philosophy, and that's the way they do it. And, when you've been as successful as the group has over the years, I think that's what it is. And then the author goes on to say, well, fans will likely be waiting years for a new Fallout game. Yeah, we've stated that. As Elder Scrolls 6 is next on the studio's release structure. People need to get that through their thick heads. That's next.
Seriously.
Not Fallout 5. On the other hand, Bethesda has committed to years of additional updates for Fallout 76, which should add new locations, stories, and more to the MMO. And by the way, people, if you're thinking that Fallout 76 is going to take away from the development of Fallout 5, get that out of your head as well. They're two separate teams entirely in two different buildings, so no.
Yeah, it does. That's not the way it works. Good stuff to look forward to. This actually really this last little bit I just wanted to bring up because I read another article, and I'm going to skip over the Chris Avallone stuff because his ranting just continued this week. But apparently leaks claimed that the New Vegas is going to be brought back with the new Unreal Engine 5 visuals.
That would be the remaster?
I guess, yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, it's the remaster, but there was also talk in another article I read that they're originally talking about putting Starfield in Unreal Engine.
Oh, I don't know about that because they have their proprietary
before
engines.
They went to, before, they of course put it in Creation 2. So that was just interesting. I never knew that Bethesda even talked about that.
The new Unreal is extremely good with what it can do with lighting. It's very impressive.
It doesn't do the same thing Creation does.
No.
I don't think it would feel like a Bethesda game, for better or worse.
Which is why they keep their proprietary engine, like most companies do.
So this article just caught me. I just thought this was interesting. Apparently, Obsidian caused some trouble. If you at the beginning of Fallout New Vegas, when you're in Doc Mitchell's house, he's running you through all the tests to make sure you're okay.
The Rorschach test.
The Rorschach test. Apparently, there's a trademark on the Rorschach test that nobody knew. Yes.
Oops.
Yes. Just like the happy birthday thing. Like, the happy birthday song, like you can't use it.
Well, apparently you can now, except for I found out that some versions of the happy birthday song are still copyrighted, but the original one is no longer. It's in free domain.
Well, apparently them deciding to use this, the Rorschach test, if you're living on a rock, is free association thinking.
They also call it the Inkblot test.
Inkblot test, yes. The namesake, of course, creator died in 1922. Bethesda and Obsidian apparently didn't know this mattered when they included it in New Vegas without giving Big Rorschach a slice of the pie. This is so random, man.
That is weird.
We already got in trouble for the Rorschach test, they say, because we didn't get a trademark for that. Those folks came to Bethesda and said, we're going to have a fun lawsuit on our hands, so pony up. You can hear all the groans over at Bethesda. I don't think they realized they should have checked for trademarks. We certainly didn't realize that. Nobody would think about it.
If they would have, they probably would just call it the ink splat test or something.
Something like that. Yeah, so that's fun. That was a fun little piece of trivia. OG Fallout being remade after 29 years. Now, we've talked about like Necropolis being made, I think, in the Fallout 3 engine.
Yeah.
Or the Fallout 3. Yeah. So this is the original Fallout being remade, I think, in New Vegas. Fallout 3.
Yeah, within Fallout New Vegas.
Mm-hmm. So this was shared from YouTube channel Fallout Machine, which is documenting their progress to rebuild the first Fallout game within New Vegas.
I wish him the best of luck on that.
That is a big, big undertaking.
Huge.
So it is a work in progress.
And it will be for a very long time.
Yeah, it most likely will be, yeah. Another more skeptical. I can talk, I swear.
Does anybody here speak English? Do you guys speak English?
English is my first language, believe it or not.
Doubtful.
Fan added the following. Shut up. I'm not going to get my hopes up. This exact thing has been started and canceled too many times. And we do see that a lot.
That's
a lot of
what I was going to mention
on the show. Still, that would be cool if it could be done. It's, oh man, dude, you're basically developing an entire game.
Just don't get your hopes up. I think a lot of times these guys think they don't understand the scope of what they're doing, thinking, oh, it's an old game. There's probably not much to it. Well, there's actually technically a good 100 hours worth of content there, and recreating that in a 3D environment is going to take a huge team a long time.
Huge task. I mean, even if you have some of the assets of, I don't know, it depends on, I don't know. I'm not a developer. I don't want to speculate, but I know it's going to be a huge job regardless. We got a Starfield update, actual update. It's 1.000.004 released on PS5 to mitigate crashing issues. The problem is players are still reporting crashes after applying the patch.
Some,
and
not
a
all.
lot of this, some, not all. And a lot of this seems to be connected to creations based on what I've read in the article. If you're still having problems, this is something that they're still working on. There are more hot fixes coming. Yeah, you just got to be patient.
And uninstall those creations and then try.
You're missing out if you don't give it a fair chance.
Big time.
I'm just going to say that. Dude, I haven't mentioned it here on the show in a while, so I'm going to. I'm going to plug Starfield Shipyards, no mods, no salt. This is my Facebook group for shipbuilding and Starfield. It has been a continuous stream of people since the update joining the group.
And he said
Starfield is
he said ship building, not shit building.
I said ship building.
That.
Ship build. It's that Midwestern accent.
Just clarifying. I heard you. I knew what you said.
I appreciate you. Yeah, so just be patient. The fixes are coming on the way. It's worth it. I see it every day. I don't go on Reddit much for any of the. I watch Reddit to watch people get into fights and get hit by cars and things like that. Everything else is on Facebook and Instagram. Yeah, I'm fucked up. Everything else is on Facebook and Instagram. And people, by and large, except for Bobby Robert or whatever the fuck his name is, everybody by and large is really enjoying the game. And it is a lot to be enjoyed. I'm seeing a lot of reviews that are like, this is what Starfield should have been at the beginning. Starfield has new life. We, of course, talked about the numbers on the sales on their launch week. It'll be worth it. Just try to be patient. Fixes are on the way. And you get a disclaimer as soon as you get into the creations menu, like, hey, this could screw your game. I know it personally. I mean, it happens. So just, be patient. Bethesda is trying their best. So what are we playing Doom in this week?
Something not as impressive as before, but still pretty cool.
Yeah, not as impressive. Although this article does mention another one I didn't know about. But yeah, ChatGPT can now run Doom without leaving the browser. Which is pretty cool. And of course, for over 3 decades, yes, Doom has been the litmus test for budding innovators. Gut bacteria, that's the one I didn't know about. Gut bacteria to human brain cells growing on microchips.
We talked about that one.
We talked about the human brain cells, yes. One of the first real experiments with any new creation is obviously whether it can play id software's classic FPS. So apparently now in ChatGPT, you can play. This was software engineer Chris Nager that made it all possible. Rather than simply running a command that takes you to a third-party site or service, they figured out a way to have the game running right there in your chat log. It works across LLM large language model clients like ChatGPT and Claude, and if executed right, can work by typing just one lone command, play Doom, which would be awesome. It's always fun to see Doom ported to new surfaces, Nager said. Nager, Nager, that's a dangerous name.
It really
said
is.
in a blog detailing the creation project. This project is proof that ChatGPT and Claude can run Doom. So even if you hate AI, at least it can do something useful. So
The age-old question, can it run Doom?
So now that we've spent 45 minutes talking about the news, let's get into our gameplay.
Oh, yes.
It's time for our gameplay of the week.
All right, so we're not doing a main topic today because we decided we haven't had time to really talk about our gameplay very much, and then we went extra long on the news. So yeah, that happened.
So that worked out.
That worked out. But I do have two things I'm going to talk about. The first one, obviously, is ESO, that me and Miss Wigit played together. Me and the missus.
It's adorable.
I love it. It's one of my favorite things when she gets on her computer and is like, let's play. Okay.
You know how we talked about last week? I don't mean to interrupt you. No,
Yeah.
I do mean to interrupt you because you fucking interrupt me all the time. All right. So remember how last week we were talking about how like it's a different skill set, right? The ability to like for Mrs. Wigit to play ESO.
Right.
My wife told me today, I was on the phone with her. She was at her friend's house. Her friend just had surgery. So she's been taking care of her. And her friend was playing Crimson Desert.
Oh.
And she was totally getting sucked into it. So now she's like, I've been thinking a lot about XCOM and about Slime Rancher. And then, but like Crimson Desert, you have to move the camera. I'm like, just practice. You'll
Yep.
get there.
That's modern
So-
gaming.
Yes, I'm getting, we're working on, yeah. So we'll see how it goes. But
Telling
very
her,
cool. Go ahead.
we got to
As
get
you-
her into ESO.
That's what I'm saying.
Yep. Well, I spent quite a bit of time teaching the missus how to do basic MMO stuff, like how to use a bank, what that's used for, long-term storage between all your characters, and taught her about the crafting bag, because she's got the subscription now that she can use it. And she thought that was the coolest thing because all the crafting materials go straight to that bag and out of her inventory. And we're working on inventory management, how to gear up her character, and
There we go.
all the
important
basics,
stuff.
like all the things about like crafting. And crafting is a big component of ESO, so that's something I want her to really understand.
Yeah.
And she's beginning to pick what she wants to do for that, and taught her how to research and all that good stuff. And she's starting to really get the hang of it. She's taking to it pretty
That's awesome.
quick. And we've been,
That's cool.
yeah, it's been so much fun. We spent probably like the first 2.5 hours just going through a city, just doing all the stuff that we needed to do with the bank and the crafting, and showing her all the little nuances about it and character management. And and she's getting really so much better at playing too. We've been taking on world bosses together when we see them and actually beating them.
Yeah.
Well,
That's awesome.
in the starting zones, more or less, where the world bosses are slightly easier. We've been playing in Elsewhere, and something about Elsewhere that I find very amusing is that it's the first time they introduced dragons into ESO, and why they picked Elsewhere instead of Skyrim. And it occurred to me to re-answer that is because it was not, ESO takes place in a non Dragonborn era, because the Dragonborn era is skip. I don't remember the exact math behind it, but it winds
okay.
up that ESO takes place before or after one of the eras. So they decided to put it in Elsewhere with all the kitty cats.
I didn't know that. Huh. Okay.
And I gotta look
All the
into
kitty
it.
cats.
Yeah, I'll look into it more, and maybe in another episode I'll talk about how
Yeah.
the Dragonborn era is and all that good stuff. It's interesting lore. So we've been doing that, having a blast with it, and that's pretty much it when it comes to that. I mean, however, I did see a video of the new play mechanics of the Dragon Knight, all the changes they made to it.
Yeah.
And it looks freaking badass. They did some amazing changes to that class. And that makes me really excited about what they're going to do for their classes. Because that was my first character I ever played, was my Dragon Knight. So
Was
I'm
a Dragon
really,
Knight, yeah.
I'm really considering starting a new Dragon Knight and starting over, because I really don't know how to play a Dragon Knight anymore. I have a level 50, but it's got great gear and all that. So what I might do is level up a Dragon Knight to 50 and then just take all the gear and everything off my original character and then delete it.
There you go.
or just delete the one I was been playing and just use my original. I don't know yet, but you have limited character spots, and I have like one left, so gotta be careful with that.
Yeah.
But like we were talking about earlier, when it comes to Night Market, I want to play that content. I want to try it, so I'm thinking about using my Necromancer. I was the last level 50 I got. I have a Warden at 40, which I still have to level up, and then, of course, my Arcanist, which is like 34. We'll get in there. And Arcanist is becoming extremely fun to play. My time in Starfield, which was significantly more than Elder Scrolls Online, and we have a baby and stuff like that, so it's a little harder to play ESO.
Right.
I decided to finish Watchtower. That was my mission this week, was to finish it. I've had it for a long time, and I finally decided to just hunker down and do it. So at the end of this, I have my review of Watchtower.
Okay.
And before we begin, I did a little video tour of the inside of my new ship. Because it's the first ship I've ever loved so much where I decided to do stuff with the interior. And I have. Like, I have a weapons bay, one of weapon habs. And I have it getting full of weapons and packs and things like that. I've been finding that look cool. Like my original sniper rifle's hanging up on the wall now. And then on the bridge, there's a lower deck area where I put all my figures and lighting and things like that. So I did a little video of that, which I'll be playing on the video version. That ship's the reason why I don't want to jump to the Unity anytime soon. And the fact that I don't have to worry about leveling my powers, which I've been doing, by the way, and still getting them all to level 10.
Mm-hmm.
My lowest ones were 8. Now my lowest one's 9, and I have like 4 or 5 left to get to 10. I'm actually happy to find Starborn so I can kill them and take their power. I started back into Watchtower, and I'm at the middle of it where you have to take out all the arrays. And I found out after trying to take on a major array that it's a bad idea to do that without taking out smaller arrays. And like I talked about last week, it was a learning experience for me to figure out how everything's linked together and how you can go into the map and see how it's linked, and then go through the leads that you get. And then I went back to the Watchtower guy, starts with a G, and I'm terrible with names, I did not write it down. And he unlocked a whole bunch of new sky drops. Like upgrades of all the different sky drops. Like the bots can have a medic, you can have a miner bot to collect resources around the area.
Oh, wow.
It's pretty badass. And it takes a lot more computer cores, so I started unlocking things, and the biggest one I unlocked was my missile barrage early on. So it's just a crop dusting of missiles in that spot.
I saw your video of that. That was pretty dope.
It's pretty fun. I got unlocked some of that and continued doing the arrays, and then I decided to take on, after doing about half of those minor arrays in the area for the alpha major array, and I wound up taking it out. It was a heck of a fight still. Still had several ships to deal with, but it was only maybe 1/10 of the ships that were there without taking out all the arrays. And I did so many minor arrays that I did beta and then the third one rather easily. It wasn't until I got to the far reaches, the last one, the Delta one, where it kicked my ass again. So I had to go back and do all minor arrays. It's very repetitive in the middle. You have to go down, land on the planet, take out the listening post, which could be small or big. There's only like maybe 5 or 6 different varieties. You do that, you go back up, you take out the array, and you move on. And that's what took up the vast majority of my time. I did unlock my 6th ship, but I do not have a 6th ship, so I just have that for when I do have one.
Oh, okay.
I can just throw it in the slot. I found out something interesting, is that when you finish all the major arrays, Watchtower will no longer ambush you. Because all their hubs where they knew we were at are gone. So all those giant ambushes I kept on having to deal with and running away from, I don't have to deal with anymore, which is great.
Nice.
And one thing about Stardock is that it unlocks new things. Yeah. As you go through the story, you get new things in Stardock. Like the Trade Authority sets up shop in the Stardock, which is great.
Clinic.
Yep, we got the clinic. And then you also get a kiosk for the Trackers Alliance to take Trackers Alliance missions. Mm-hmm.
I did not know that. Okay.
And you get an apartment.
Oh, nice.
It's small, not too exciting, except for the fact that it's got a hell of a view, which I got a video of that too, where you're overlooking, or a picture of it actually, where you're overlooking the planet and half of the Stardock station in space. It looks pretty badass.
That's awesome.
I just sat there and stared at that screen for a while. And one of the last missions you go into, it's an abandoned Watchtower post. I'm not going to say why you have to go there and things like that, but it's actually optional. If you have enough computer cores, you don't have to do it. You can skip it. I recommend doing it just because of what it is. Because the thing is crawling with terramorphs. Like a den of spiders kind of situation.
Ooh.
I counted 8 out in the courtyard alone.
Yeah.
And when I got about a third of the way there from my ship to the base. It's one of those in a crater type situations. So I went up to the rim of the crater and started shooting them. They found out where I was at and had 4 of them on me like that, and they one-shot me. So I went as far back as my ship, which was a hell of a distance. Mm-hmm. Zoom in, there are little tiny specks on the map and through the scope, and managed to take out all but one in the courtyard doing that.
Wow.
Most of them took 2 or 3 shots, but
it's good to let the people know that you play on extreme.
Yes.
Extreme difficulty.
Will not go from that either, no matter how many times I die, which later on I died quite a bit. I think I died 4 times taking on the terramorphs. And it was mostly because of the inside ones.
No, okay.
Yeah. But I had a gun on me that I didn't know. It was a little blue quality. It was an epic. It's a Varun Starlash rifle. So one of the new Varun weapons you get. It's kind of like it's a single shot rifle, energy weapon, and it has exterminator on it. So I figured I'd pop that out because my sniper. The one bad thing about my sniper rifle is that I have half my health when I use it because of the 4th legendary effect. It takes half your health. So I only use that when I know I'm not going to get ambushed or janked, so I don't use it inside buildings anymore.
Right. Right.
But that actually saved my bacon inside, and I was actually able to take out terramorphs pretty quick because it stuns them. Pretty much stun kills. So I took it back into my weapon bench, and I turned it into the alien killer. I put a 3rd legendary on it, so it now has exterminator and chilling, which are the 2 that came with it, which is super handy. If it freezes them in place, it's great. And skip shot, which gives you an extra shot every 3rd or 4th shot. And I ran out of X-Tech, so when I get enough, I'm going to rank it up in the quality, because it's currently advanced, so I got 2 more to go. But I'm going to go to the robot to do that, so I only pay half. And I'm going to put Kismet on it on the 4th set, which is every reload, you have 25% chance to triple your mag size.
Fun fact.
Yeah.
About Wyrd Chaos Media is Kismet was almost in our name.
It was. Came very close to being in our name. I remember that.
Yeah.
We actually had the misses.
Took us like a week to figure out all of our name and shit.
It came down to having the misses vote on what they liked the best. And so, another cool thing about Watchtower is that later on, you unlock the ability to steal and keep Watchtower ships.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Because apparently they're the implants that the pilots use. You have to have a special implant to be able to pilot it. That's why you can't if you take them over before doing to a certain point, you can't use the ship. But now I can. Now I can steal them and actually take them. So I'm gonna get one of their destroyers and use it as my 6th.
Oh yeah.
I got to the final battle. Oh! Before I do that, I have 4 new crew members. I have Model G, because I unlocked my up to 5 crews with Fleet Command.
Okay.
So I got Model G. He's one of the new ones you get for free lanes, and he's freaking awesome. A little looks like a Roomba with wheels.
Okay.
He's great. Cute little turd. And then the new one, Moria, the goth lady that has been in the game for a while, but now she's...
from the Entangled quest?
Yeah, she's a legendary companion now. So
you got her. That's
yeah,
cool.
I found her at Gull Bank, which is where you find her, and it takes 2 visits with her to unlock her to recruit her. And she is goth as hell, and it's hilarious. I was cracking up with her.
Tempting. But I want to work for an evil greater than myself. And no one person can be as evil as a bank. But tell you what, come back in a few hours, and if I don't get the job, I might reconsider.
Her dialogue, it was great. So I had to recruit her and get her on my ship. And I had Torin on my ship as well. And for some reason, Model G kept showing up. Not Model G, sorry. The other one, Delta, kept showing up on my ship, even though he's assigned as captain of my Starborn ship. He always appears on my ship. It's interesting.
That's weird.
And I'm going to see if I can get my boo on my ship at some point, even though I skipped the main story. The final spot saved for her.
Of course.
Long-standing joke, people. And that's Andrasia, by the way. So I got
that's good for
to the main quest, and the last space battle, the starship battle, is insanely difficult. There's no way to make it easier by taking out arrays. You have to just do it. So they make sure that you are equipped and ready for it. They give you several opportunities to hold on to the quest before you get equipped and ready.
Yeah.
And I did it with 5 ships in my fleet, plus a 6th that was an NPC piloted one. And it was still insanely hard. It took me 5 tries on normal with all of that. And I have all the new equipment decked out on all my ships, except Starborn.
Yeah.
That came out with the Terran Armada, and or actually it was Free Lanes. Either way, I was tempted to go to very easy until I finally beat it. I was really thinking about dumbing it down all the way there just to get past it. It's either that or I had to go make another ship or 2 and then come back, and I didn't want to deal with that. I wanted to finish it.
Fair enough.
And the final fight in Watchtower is extremely difficult when you get to the base, to the point where you get ambushed from behind constantly from Watchtower.
Oh, wow.
I almost didn't make it very far in because the very first door was bugged at first. I couldn't do it. I had to reload 4 times.
No, really? Wow.
You have to go to a computer, open a door like you usually do, but the computer would not let me open the door. I ran around the room and I found out there were 3 Watchtower bugs sitting there crouched ready. Get up to them, pop them on the head, hi, and they just wouldn't move. So I took out my sniper rifle, took them out. Eventually, what I did is I restarted, opened the door, waited a few seconds, and then went out of stealth and started shooting. That woke up everybody. Eventually, I took them all out, and I went to the Watchtower computer. For some reason, it still wasn't working, so I went online to a message board to see if anyone was having the same problem. I looked back at my computer, and it worked. No idea.
Okay.
But it worked, and I went through it, and the fights are insane. I have a video of that, too, of me dying constantly after opening a single door. It's tough on extreme, guys. It's really tough. You die quickly. The turrets will kill you in one shot, and there's a lot of turrets. So I finished it. And here's the thing. I have about maybe 1 or 2 complaints about Watchtower. I'm not a fan of exactly how it ended. I'm not going to spoil anything for you guys, but I have a huge suspicion that it can end differently depending on your choices. So when I play it again on the next playthrough, I'm going to try it different, see if I can get it to end the way I would like it to. Yeah. And my biggest complaint is the fact that they did that huge filler in the middle of it. Because when you do the actual missions for Watchtower, there's like 4 or 5 of them. They're actually a blast. They're extremely well done. The story is extremely good. Well, not extremely, but it's good.
It's just getting through all the arrays and listening posts, and
that's the part that made me quit originally. Because it's repetitive. Just a lot of repetitive.
I found that overwhelming because I would take Harper. I would always take her those tablets.
The intel, yeah.
Whatever, yeah. And then, like, I remember the first time I played it, I took her like a shit ton of tablets, a bunch of intel, and then she's like, "Okay, well, here's some leads for you," and then you just watch it.
Yep.
Like down, like, this has been added to your mission board, and there's like 20 or 30 of them. I'm like, wow.
What you have to do is you have to go into space or go into your ship, go into your map without getting in your pilot seat, and you hold down for, I think it's J for mouse and keyboard, but there's a little indicator on it, and then it will show you the major array and all the minor arrays attached. And you gotta do is go to the ones where you have your leads, and go take those out. Because you're gonna have a hard time finding them without the leads. Trust me, I've tried.
Yeah.
So that's what you gotta do. Man. And when you finish it, once you get through that slog, and you get to the final 3 missions, it's a blast. They did extremely well on it. The voice acting is good. Very good in some cases. And there's a thing, though. You got to keep in mind that Watchtower is not canon. I had to keep reminding myself of that because they address a lot of things about Starborn that the main game does not. And kind of hints at different story elements of Starborn that are very interesting. And I was wondering if Bethesda actually had a hand in that. If they, advised them on how to take the story when it comes to Starborn or not.
I mean, it's hard to say. We know that Bethesda and King Gath Creations have a close relationship, and I know there's been some trading back and forth. So I would be curious to learn that as well.
I mean, if they ever came out and said that Watchtower story is canon, then that's when it becomes canon. Until then, it's not, and you gotta take it as such.
Right. Oh,
but it still gave some really interesting insights about Starborn. If you really read the extra information that you get during the final missions, it's worth it.
Very cool.
And a lot of the main thing about Watchtower that makes it something that I highly recommend as a must if you're a Starfield fan is what it does to the mechanics of the game. With the fleet system, the skydrop system, that makes it worth it alone.
God, man, I still wish that the skydrop system operated on laser designation instead of grenades.
Me too. The grenade thing is aggravating. The fact you have to constantly reprogram your grenades every time. But it makes sense why you have to reprogram them because eventually you'll have a whole list. Because I have 1 or 2 skydrops attached to all my extra ships. So I have 4 choices, 5 choices. Still, it's annoying. There's a better way of doing it.
Indeed.
So for now, I'm going to finish my Watchtower side quest I didn't finish. And I did one just before we started recording. And it turned out to be the Buck E one. The robot I told you guys about that gives you half off on your weapon.
Terran Armada?
Yep. That's what I meant, Terran Armada. The side quest for Terran Armada I have left.
There you go.
And Bucky is hilarious. He's a hick droid.
Oh, come on. Take the bait. Just bite. Just a little nibble. What do you want? I'm fishing here.
It's fantastic. And turns out he's fishing for Terran Armada. I'm using air quotes.
Oh, got you. Okay.
Yeah. And he's got some pretty interesting weapons for sale when you finish it.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, after that, I mentioned in our Discord that I'm actually considering looking into some mods. I asked for a few recommendations in our Discord. I'm going to take some of those to heart and look into them.
Okay.
Maybe look into some story mods.
I got a few.
The Hellfire one, or whatever it's called, I might actually do it.
Oh, at Hell's Gate?
Hell's Gate, that's the one.
Hell yeah. It's a good one. It's a good one. It's good standalone. If you are a fan of Doom, that's a really cool little mission.
So far, try
to do it without your flashlight on.
Oh, okay. Which I never use anyway because I'm stealth. So far, my 2 absolute favorite story mods are Escape and Watchtower for sure. And I've only played like 4 or 5. I want to find out some more.
Yeah, the Veil ones are really good.
Yeah, that's one of the ones I was thinking about after listening to you talk about them.
Yep.
When you were able to play Starfield.
Yeah. Yes.
All right, man. What were you up to this week?
I was, Skyrim. Mm-hmm. So I went back in because, I told you last week that I only had like a certain number of mods that were still in my library. Some of them were the ones that Bethesda adds with the Anniversary Edition, as well as some other ones. And I was basically playing, I did a little bit of dungeon diving. I did the Greybeard's quest line, which was actually really interesting. I do have a picture for you. Mm-hmm. It was actually really, okay, so I got a couple of these followers I was telling you about, right? Sophia's one of them. She's the one that you find in the stable outside of Whiterun.
Yeah.
She's hilarious because she's just like, her random conversation as you're walking along is just super funny. When I finally got up to the Greybeard's temple up on top of High Hrothgar, I'm in there and I'm talking and I'm just doing the conversation, doing the quest. And I turn around and randomly Sophia was kneeling on the ground, like praying in the center of the temple.
Really? That's a good
Yeah.
detail.
So, yeah, it was kind of cool. I'm like, oh, okay. And I'm like, yeah, there's a thing here.
I have a question for you.
So, what's that?
Is it just me, or does it take way too long to get to the top of that mountain because you get too distracted about everything going on? It probably takes me 3 hours just to get to the mountain.
Really?
I get so sidetracked by
I mean,
everything.
yeah, but the longest part of it is walking around the damn mountain.
Yeah.
Following the road along to
The 10,000 steps or whatever it is.
Ivestead? Yeah, the steps weren't. That's not even that bad. And the troll is like, so I got Sophia and then I got Freya, who are both followers of mine. I just hang back with the bow. These guys glass everything like it's nothing. So the troll didn't even stand a chance.
I thought
And
you can only have one follower in Skyrim for some reason.
not with my mods.
Oh, right, mods.
Amazing follower tweaks, I believe, is the one to thank.
Okay,
You have no limit
that makes
on
sense. I was
companions.
right.
Yep. So, yeah, so I did all that, but I went back into my mods and creations. 'Cause what I did is I went back, I scrolled down my Instagram. I'm like, I want to find my last load order. And I did, and I found it and wrote it down. Some of the stuff is no longer available. Some of the stuff conflicted with which was already in my load list. So I ended up going through, I have 60 mods on Skyrim.
Jeez, really?
Yeah. So I went through, I added them all, and then I went back into the game, and I had a couple of crashes on the way to High Hrothgar, in the woods in particular. For some reason, centering around the spider that attacks you in the woods. So I went back, and I took out the little cheat sheet that I've put up on the show before, and I used that one. Now everything works fine. And there's actually, I don't know, I have so many freaking mods, dude. I got grass, I got sounds, I got bird flocks, I got animals.
A lot of that stuff was added
real.
into the edition you got, though. That could be a conflict.
Some of it was. It could be. And that's why I went through and I stripped a few that were like, all right, this is kind of extra. This kind of does the same thing. This one's probably my problem. Just educational guesses, really. Everything's cool now. But I noticed I don't know if this was added with Anniversary Edition, but I'm finding these little waypoint inns. And it's a little shack, like in between walking from Whiterun into the woods headed to High Hrothgar. Right at the top of that forest, basically, there's one there.
That's
They're
not
all
in
over
the
my map.
Anniversary Edition.
It's got to be, because it's just like this little shack.
I was playing
and it's
it.
got
And it recently, and this I never saw those.
Okay, yeah. It's just a little shack with a merchant in there, and you can sell stuff and buy stuff, which is really handy.
Yeah.
So you got some extra merchants in the world.
Has to be from one of your mods.
Rich merchants probably is going to be my guess. That would be the one that I would guess, because merchants never have enough money for me to sell all my shit. So
That's part of the game, man.
But it was, yeah. I mean, the game looks even better than it did before. Everything looks like it's working beautifully. I'll throw a couple pictures, widgets way, and that was pretty much it.
I'll
I spent
post
a lot
them.
of time, managing that mod list, that load order. It's a big task.
It is.
So maybe later I'll talk about my load order and what I got and why I got it. Like Noble Skyrim makes everything look prettier. I got all the lighting mods, which makes everything look prettier. And
Are you doing it through Nexus or using
forts
Creations?
Creations. That's pretty good.
A lot of the mods I used to play in
Holds
Skyrim were not available in Creations. They were just Nexus, so I didn't do them.
Yeah.
Like being able to smelt
started-
down everything into the core metals.
Oh, stuff like that.
But I think you can do that
Yeah.
now in the Anniversary Edition. I think so.
All right, so that's it. That's
That's the
all
show.
I got. I think that's a damn show.
It is. We're
Okay.
long again without a main
Of
topic.
course. Of course, somehow. So where can they find us? Well, let me tell you, Widget.
I was going to say that.
They can go down into the episode description below or into our cards on YouTube, and you can find a link to our link tree, our Discord, as well as our email address. Our link tree is linktr.ee/wyrdkhaosmedia. Wyrd is WYRD, chaos with a K, media. Our email is wyrdkhaosmedia@gmail.com. I got through it and I didn't mess it up.
Woo!
That.
That's your win for the day, bud.
I'll take it.
That whole episode was a win. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Besides, editing works magic.
There we go.
My job.
Also that. Yeah,
Please like and subscribe. If you like our content, it helps us a ton. That little bell icon will let you know when new episodes come alive, as well as our shorts, which we do those most weeks, and at least 1 or 2 a day. I got a whole list for this week already happening, and I will for next week too.
There you go.
And
5-star reviews.
yes, thank you. 5-star reviews on Spotify and iTunes are also a massive, massive help for us.
Huge help.
And we really appreciate it when you guys do that.
Yeah. And keep the comments coming on Spotify. Those are fun for us to see too.
Mm-hmm.
Or iTunes.
Yeah, comments are fun.
They can
All right.
be.
That's going to be it. And I want to say thank you so much for listening and watching, and have an amazing week out in the Bethesdaverse.
Peace out. Microsoft kills Microsoft Gaming this week. Fuck me, man.
Give me a timestamp when you're ready, and then just do it.
Microsoft brings Xbox back, scraps Microsoft Gaming. What are modders doing to celebrate the 25th? You're going to have all kinds of shit to put in after the show.
I was just thinking about that.
Microsoft brings Xbox back, scraps Microsoft Gaming. What are modders doing? What is happening right now? Okay.
That works.
Just fucking send it.